Hi, it's going to happen in a flash. It's going to happen so rapidly that if you have not taken this time in this season of preparation to attune your nervous system to feeling safe in change, because really, if we think about it, more and more and more over the last 5 years, there has been increasingly less understanding about what changes are underway collectively, even though, we see it, right? And even though we have more access to information than ever before, the body does not know what is happening, right? Our system, our hardwire does not understand what all of this is equaling. No matter how many rabbit holes we go into and try to search and find meaning about what is happening collectively. And I know that this past season that you have been in has felt that there is no amount of searching you can find that is filling this part of you that's like, I have never felt that where I am is more right, and yet nothing looks like the way that I was hoping it to. Like, I feel like a lot of you have just been relying on fucking confirmations. You've been relying on the messages from those people that come in seemingly unexpected times, or, the times that you need it the most, or that you've been getting different confirmations and symbols and synchronicities that have been reminding you that those hard days are over and that times are changing and that you're evolving to a place that you have always dreamt of, but you haven't you've been relying on that. And that's okay, because for most of us, that's been the season that we're in, a season of preparation, season of disconnecting from distorted timelines, of clearing our interferences and restoring natural harmony into our energy. And like I'm sharing here, you've never felt like you've been in more natural alignment than you are right now. And I feel that seemingly overnight, whatever those heart's desires have been in this season, it is going to be clarified. And this speaks on like a mass level as well. And that's why this season of preparedness, especially on a somatic level, was so important, because you needed to be able to regulate with less and less and less and less evidence. You needed to be able to find, internal home, and yet still pioneer whatever message you needed to deliver for the world. You needed to get to a place where truly, deeply, and completely you were actually embodying, and I know that's a buzzword, but in the body, what your soul incarnated for. And so prepare, obviously, for unexpected changes to occur, where it's like you didn't even get to process something and it's been like snipped out of your life. Like, expect more of that, but also understand that the evolution that is taking place in your life right now, that you have committed to finding solace and grace for yourself and patience in delayed gratification, will have a seeming overnight beneficial outcome in your life in the days and weeks to come. Seemingly overnight, seemingly unexpectedly, seemingly like, holy, how did that happen? But you know exactly how that happened. And from a collective perspective, there is going to be more of this pressure collectively, and we're going to see people who don't know what to do. This is why I'm saying it's so important that you have nervous system regulation, because right now there's so much dysregulation because people don't know what to do, right? The body doesn't know what to do. So the emotions are just like, right? It's like you, like we don't know what to do with the amount of pressure that we're feeling collectively, how much uncertainty we're feeling, and how to find the relationship with ourselves that soothes that. And from a collective point of view, that's what we're going to continue to see, right? More outward projection, seemingly evil is wreaking havoc in this online world that we're in. And from one perspective, it is. But from another perspective, your job, I loved this example that I was given a while ago from my guides about like what truth feels like. And it feels like you're kind of like pushing a camel through the eye of a needle, you know, it feels like that. Like internally, it feels like nobody even understands what the fuck I'm saying, or like it feels like the world is totally against me, or it feels like I'm kind of pushing this message through like, you know, 95% of the planet that's like, you like off yourself. You know, and I guess what it feels like. And a lot of times that's what we end up seeing on our platforms as we grow and grow and grow and grow in our truth, in our power, right? These deceptive forces are going to manipulate, you know, weakened spirits to try to like, you know, detour you from being able to feel like your truth and your path is exactly the way that it's intended to be. And that you don't need people to validate that to keep going. But it'll feel like that. Like right now, we're kind of like this pressure point where we're like pushing the truth through our own energy field and like soothing ourselves in a time where there's so many people who like don't know how to, you know, soothe themselves and need to like suck on the nipples of other people to like find balance. You know, it's like I put them down, that makes me feel good. Or like I, you know, posted mean articles about, you know, the president, so it makes me feel like I've done my due diligence. Like people don't know what to do. My point being, with the pressure of this energy, remember, this is the year of the mother. The year of the mother comes from pressure, pressure, pressure into new life. We're going to keep feeling this collectively. And internally, you're going to feel that, whoa, where did that come from? And you have to find that, because that is going to be consistent to the collective energy this year, and that internal energy that you are going to be in a position of needing to process over and over again. So seemingly overnight, I promise. And if it doesn't happen seemingly overnight, it's because you heard this message about seemingly overnight and then you got in your head about it and then you resisted your blessing. So once you hear this message, don't fucking resist it. Just go and live your life and accept that that is the reality that you are, you know? And know that the pressure collectively, if we did not take that time to find the internal regulation that is not dependent on needing anybody's evidence, right? Then what will happen is we are going to continue to see on the grand scale of the collective just a very mean, very angry, very ultimately sad world that we are in. And your job is to keep pushing through that pressure, right? Not through pressure, but through trust and faith and belief in the messages and the confirmations that you have received thus far. Because it will feel like, you know, right now anyway, that you're squeezing the camel through the eye of the needle, right? It's like, get in there. I can do this. You know, it's like, ew, because it just feels like everybody is against you. But it's really just because everybody is against themselves right now, and they're not taking the cues to redirect their natural order. Right? We're seeing that collectively, right? The more that the positive polarity grows on this planet, the more these interdimensionals who thrive off of that negative polarity need to try to intercept through loopholes in your energy to maintain some sort of structure of survival, right? So that's going to keep happening, and we need to be mindful of that. Keep raising the positive polarity in our heart and fucking staying on our natural path of life. Okay. I think that's everything I wanted to say. That's everything I wanted to say. Let me know if this resonates. I love you guys. Hang in there. You're on the right path. Ding, ding, ding. There's your microwave result. Congratulations.